What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mode video. So today we are going to be discussing the new CR56 AMAX Twisted Vision. So this is the third legendary for the CR56 AMAX and probably by far the best looking legendary out of the three. So it's been well over a year since we've gotten the Feral Tusk, which was the previous legendary that was released, and it had a far better iron sight than what the Red Death had. When that came out, it wasn't really the best when it came to iron sights. If anything, it was more or less the same feeling as it would be if you were just using the regular gun. So I kind of yearned to have like an iron sight that was a little bit more different, something that would have like maybe a spike in the middle like this one has. But unfortunately, for a long time, until the Feral Tusk came in, I didn't really have a chance to, get that. And even then, with the Feral Tusk, it came out during a time where I wasn't really buying legendary skins anymore. So I decided to kind of like just wait it out until a new legendary came out. And given that my friend Parker already had the Feral Tusk, I think it would have been best to like stand out. But then he bought it right away, so I'm just like, fuck. But yeah, the Feral Tusk is a pretty alright legendary skin, but when it comes to this one, it just it's way above it, like in a whole new level. And that typically happens when we have, darker themed type of skins, stuff that involves like the Grim Reaper. They typically are probably one of the better legendary skins that come out. And it's something that I think the AMAX kind of needed. It didn't have to have this dark thing, but it just never had really a good iron sight unless you got that Feral Tusk. So the theme of the skin is kind of reminiscent to, I believe, the Horseman's pick. It's a very Grim Reaper-esque type of theme. And it's more or less the same, except you don't have that little sound effect from the Horseman's pick that always, I don't know, that always has like that whispering sound. It's a little bit more different, and the Grim Reaper is obviously purple this time around. But you actually see the Grim Reaper, in terms of the death effect, actually swipe its scythe, so that is pretty cool. The whole body of the weapon is basically just a massive, I guess, spine, or I guess a skeleton, with, of course, the horns on each side of the iron sight, which is a little bit more thinner than the Feral Tusk. They're very, very similar in many ways, but I would say that this is probably the more, I guess, accurate one, since it's a little bit more thinner and it's less obstructive. It's also kind of like mixed in with the fabric of the Grim Reaper that's around the side of the gun, which, fun fact, by the way, if you put any completionist camo, including diamond, it doesn't actually change color. So if you put diamond on it, it's not going to turn into gold. It's going to stay the normal black color. Also, another thing worth mentioning is like the stock is kind of like in the shape of a Grim Reaper. That's also pretty reminiscent. I guess that could be like a callback to the rules of the game Chopper, where it had like this little saw like looking stock. But also, if you like, I think if you changed it to something else, it would turn into like, I guess, a Grim Reaper scythe. So that is pretty interesting. So as for the firing sound, yes, obviously it's a lot different than the original. I would say, I mean, honestly, all of them do change the sound of the AMAX like very significantly, but I would say that this is probably one of the more notable ones. Either this one or maybe the Feral Tusk. Obviously, those are more advanced legendaries than what the Red Death is. So it has like whispering sounds around like when you do shoot or when you do get a death effect, as well as even just reloading itself. There's just a lot of different sounds all over the place. Probably the only curious feature that I did notice is probably that little voice recording thing that's on the bottom of the iron sight. I actually don't know what that is. It's probably the gun saying something. I'm not really that sure, but yeah, I don't know why that's even there. So overall, the Twisted Vision is a pretty good skin for the AMAX, especially for a legendary, something that we hardly ever see. I mean, yeah, there are some weapons that have very similar looks to this, very dark, very grim style, but honestly, this was probably one of the more anticipated skins that I was waiting for on the AMAX, especially for this season. Of all the legendaries, this is the one I was kind of excited for the most. And, me and my friend Parker were always like talking in the phone at night, and we did look at the leaks together, and like we basically just went crazy the moment we saw this legendary skin. So Yeah, I mean, both of us are really big fans of the weapon, and we haven't really been able to use it that much because let's be honest, I mean, I've had the Red Death for way over a year now, and yes, it gets stale, so it's nice to see something new with the weapon. Also, for those of you guys that may not know, the GRD 11 is out, and if you are interested in buying this skin and you haven't at least unlocked the attachment, this one automatically comes with it. So once you get it, you don't have to do the seasonal challenges in order to unlock the GRD. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe for some more COD mode content. I'll see you guys next time.